Hello, 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 hello.
सर कॅप्टन आणि मॅनेजर्सांनी हॉलाच्या भितर येऊन तुमची बसका स्वीकार करीची म्हणून हांव विनंती करता वेळाचो अभाव असले देखून बेगीनशी येऊन तुम्ही तुमची बसका स्वीकार करची देव बरें करूं. सुंदरी सुंदरी ऑलरेडी यूट्यूब कनेक्शन दिला. प्लीज डोंट मिसयूज द मायक्रोफोन्स. कोऑपरेट गाईस. हॅलो हॅलो हॅलो.
सक्क टीमाची रेडी गे किंग्स युनायटेड हॅलो हॅलो हां बाय हॅलो ओके किंग्स युनायटेड कलत्तूर तुमकां सर्वांक बागी सांज हांव मागतां सीझन 8 कितले यशस्वी रितीन जाले की तेच आमकां कारण जावं येता सीझन 9 ह्या वर्सा इंडियन कॅथॉलिक यूथ मुवमेंट बेला युनिट हांणी सीझन 9 दवरूंक तेंच व्हडलें कारण म्हूण येता हांव तुमकां सक्कड ऑनर्स आनी कॅप्टन्स तशेंच आमचे फिगरीचे विगा बाप रेवरंड फादर स्टॅनी डिसोजा बापांक तुमकां हांव ह्या कार्याक स्वागत करता तुमी मुखली बसका स्विकार करीचे म्हूण हांव विनंती करता फादर आमी 5:30क स्टार्ट करूंक म्हूण चिंतलेले थोड्या कारणांनी नेमकी लेट जाला तशेंच आतां आमचे विगा बाप आमचे मदें आसात आमच्या ह्या ऑक्शन कार्याक उद्देशिसून 2 उतरां तुमी उलयचे म्हूण हांव विनंती करता फादर
मोगच्या ICM अध्यक्ष कार्यकारी समिती बेळा ICYM तशेंच BCPL सीझन 9 हाच्या ऑक्शनांत भागीदार जावच्या सर्व फिरगजगारांनो तशेंच ह्या ऑक्शनांत कोण सर्व संदेपण घेतात ते सर्व आमच्या खेळगड्यांक बरी सांज मागता आनी देवाचे आशिर्वाद मागता BCPL मुखांतर फिरगजे भितर एकवट हाडूंक तुमी प्रयत्न करनासात आनी फाटल्या वर्सांनी हे सगळे कार्यक्रम बऱ्या तरेन जावंक तुमी प्रयत्न केला देखून तुमकां शाबासकी पटयता आसतना तुमकां शाबासकी पटयता आसतना ह्या वर्साय हे कार्यक्रम बऱ्या तरेन जावं फाटल्या 2 सिजनांनी तुमी खेळा मुखांतर फिरगजेक कॉपेलाक वर्तो आदार तुमी दिल्लो आमी ह्या वेळा उडास काडटा एका सिजनान 40,000 तुमी इगर्जेक दिल्लो आनी एका सिजनान तुमी 25,000 इगर्जेच्या बऱ्या कामाक तुमी दिल्लो ह्या खातीर आमी तुमचें बरें मोन हे सगळ्या डायसिसान तेज न्यू कॉन्सेप्ट दॅट थ्रू गेम्स यू कॅन कॉन्ट्रिब्यूट कायंड ऑफ कॅन बी व्हेरी जनरस हे असले एक कॉन्सेप्ट काही ना पण हांवें मस्त इगर्जांनी मस्त DSCच्या फोरमान सांगलें म्हणटा तांकां ते सरप्रायज खेळटनाय they are contributing. I said Bela always say example is not just playing for playing sake. They will play for something humanitarian reason. कोण मनशापणाच्या दिश्टेन ते खेळतात देखून ते त्याग करूंक मुखार सरल्या देखून हे चिंता आप सदांय आसूं दी देखून खंयच्याय वेळार खेळचे का ते खेळचे न्ही आमी फॉर अ ग्रेटर कॉज फॉर अ ग्रेटर ग्लोरी ऑफ गॉड ऑल आद मायोरम दे ग्लोरियम फॉर द ग्रेटर ग्लोरी ऑफ गॉड हे कॉन्सेप्ट आज न्ही निरंतर आसूं दी सो थ्रू एवरी फोरम एवरी खंयचे सकड आमकां ऑपॉर्च्युनिटी मेळटा तांचो सकडी बरेंत जावं म्हूण मागून तुमकां सर बरें मागता देवाचे आशिर्वाद थँक्यू
आमच्या ह्या कार्याक उद्देशिसून 2 उतरां बरें मागल्या फादर तुमकां ह्या कार्याक स्वागत आतां आमी नेक्स्ट BCPL टुर्नामेंट सीझन 9चे इनॉग्रेशन आमी आतां हांगसर वतले हांव ICOM प्रेसिडेंट तशेंच फादर तुमी मुखार येवन आमची सीझन 9 ट्रॉफी रिवील करीचे म्हूण हांव तुमकां विनंती करता
ఎంత కాదు ನಾನು ಓನರ್ ಕೈ ಕಾಲು ಕಿಕ್ಕೇರಿ ಕಿಕ್ಕೇರಿ
ओके आता फर्स्ट आमी सीझन 9चे टुर्नामेंट रुल्स वाचतले हांव तुमच्या टेबलार रुल्साचे शीट हांवें दवरले आतां जस्ट तुमी एक रेफर करची हांव हांगा सांगतलो तुमी एक पळोवनचे थंय ओके स्टार्ट करया गी ओके द टीम्स 11 players in playing 11 once the teams are finalized there is no chance to add extra players tournament committee's decision would be final on all off field matters on field umpire decision is final there will be not be any review of umpire decisions there should not be any argument on their decision no one has right to cancel or change that decision if any team reject to accept umpires and committee's decision that team would be disqualified from the tournament. In that case, no refund would be made. Alcohol or consumed persons would not be allowed to enter ground premises. This rule applies to the owners, players and spectators. Okay, the game. The game would be of 5 overs. Of that, 1 over would be power play. Only one bowler can bowl two overs. Rest all can bowl only one. There is no LBW. आता हे 9th रूल आसा न्ही इल्लेशे चेंजेस केले आतां पळया तुमी दयाकन बॅटिंग टीम हॅज रायट टू चूज दी पॉवर प्ले ओवर टू चूज दे शूड इन्फॉर्म दीस टू अंपायर बिफोर बिगिनिंग ऑफ ओवर अंपायर वुड इन्फॉर्म दीस टू फील्डिंग टीम once the batting team has been chosen for power play the bowler cannot be changed again एका बॅट्समॅनान और बॅटिंग टिमाच्यांनी पावर प्ले आपयल्यार बॉलर पयले सिलेक्ट जावन आसता मागीर बॉलर चेंज करूंक अवकाश ना क्लियर गी आदल्या सिजनांत आमकां जाल्ले एक प्रॉब्लेम म्हणून सांगयेत देखून ह्या फावटी आतांच सांगता हांव स्ट्रिक्टली मागीर ती ग्रावंडान त्या दीस तशें अशें म्हूण कांय सांगोंक ना प्लीज समजलें गी सगळ्यांक ओके गी ते रूल क्लियर न्ही किंग्स युनायटेड क्लियर न्ही रूल नेक्स्ट ते सांगता नेक्स्ट येता ते रूल क्लियर न्ही सगळ्यांक Power play has to be chosen before third over. 10th rule. First, second, third. त्या ओव्हराच्या मध्ये पॉवर प्ले आपेजे फर्स्ट 3 ओव्हर्सच्या मध्ये पॉवर प्ले आपेजे otherwise batting team would lose the power play option. During power play only 3 players can be outside circle. Falling this would cause no ball. There is free hit for all no balls. Okay. आणि points winning team would be awarded 2 points. Then if the league match is tied, both teams would get 1 point each. If the knockout match, semi-final and final ties, there would be a super over match. If the super over match ties, fresh toss would be decide the winner. Team scoring maximum runs in power play will get 1 bonus point. If both teams score same runs in power play, no bonus point for both teams. ओके आणि तुम्ही तुमची शीटाची नेक्स्ट पेज कडची सायन घालचे नाव बरोवनचे सायन घालचे म्हाका दिवचे मागीर आमी ऑप्शन स्टार्ट करतले हांव शीटाची तुमची सेकंड पेज कडची ओके टुर्नामेंट्स रूल्स सगळे क्लियर झाले म्हणून चिंता आता आणि हे कन्फ्युजन असते आमच्या टीम ऐका 1 मिनिट ऐका हॅलो 1 मिनिट ऐका प्लीज ओके बेथानी स्ट्रायकर्स बेला तांचो ऑनर रॉयस्टन बंडू तुमकां ಗೊತ್ತसा आमचोटना आनी ताचो आयकॉन रिक्सन आमचोटना आता एक हांगा केस पडटा म्हणल्यार कमिटीचो मेंबर टीमाच्या ऑनराच्या रेफरन्सर आमी बसयला आनी एकलो मेंबर प्लेयर लिस्टान तसलो बसयला तुमकां कांय मनी काली आडकला सागी फास्ट सांगचे एनी United. Kings United. Okay, Gi. Okay. Then Super Strikers. तुमका काय म्हणी प्रॉब्लेम आसा ना गे ओके देन अल्बेला स्ट्रायकर्स ओके ना ओके स्टार्ट करिएगी ओके Okay, first player in the list is player code 78, Princeton period Kabbi, 16 years. Okay, before एक ऑप्शनाचे रूल सांगता हांव करेक्ट 78 प्लेयर्स आसात हर एका टिमांनी 13 प्लेयर्स काणगेचे मिनिमम 13 प्लेयर्स करेक्ट 78 प्लेयर्स आसात हर एका टिमांनी 13 प्लेयर्स काणगेचे 6 into 13 78 लॉक जाता सगळ्या टिमांनी 13 प्लेयर्स मिनिमम काणगेचे मिनिमम मस्ट ओके फर्स्ट प्लेयर 78 नंबर प्रिन्सन एक मिनिट एक मिनिट असं नाही ओके ओके प्लेयर एक चेंज जाता आसा थंय ओके प्लेयर नंबर 18 जीवन रॉड्रिगेज शावकर 26 इयर्स मिकायल वॉरियर्स बेस प्राइस 10 मिकायल वॉरियर्स ओके 10 for मिकायल वॉरियर्स 10 for मिकायल वॉरियर्स सुपर स्ट्राइकर्स 20 सुपर स्ट्राइकर्स 20 मिकायल वॉरियर्स 30 मिकायल वॉरियर्स 30 सुपर स्ट्राइकर 40 Super Strikers 40, 50 for Bethany Strikers, 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 60 for Rafael Angels, 60 for Rafael Angels, 60 for Rafael Angels, anyone for 70, 70 for Mikael Warriors, 70 for Mikael Warriors, 80 for Rafael Angels, 80 for Rafael Angels, 80 for Rafael Angels, anyone for 90, 80 for Rafael Angels, 90 for Albella Strikers, 90 for Albella Strikers, any 100 Rafael Angels, 100 Rafael Angels, 100 Rafael Angels. एका टीमाक केवळ 5000 पॉइंट्स असतले. 100 प्रोजेक्टर झूम 100 फॉर रफायल एंजल्स. तुमच्या मोबाईलांनी तुमकां स्क्रीनार दिसतले. तुमच्या मोबाईलांनी तुमकां स्क्रीनार दिसतले. 100 फॉर रफायल एंजल्स. 100 for Rafael Angels, 110 for Super Strikers, 110 for Super Strikers, 110 for 120 for Rafael Angels, 130 for Albela Strikers, 130 for Albela Strikers, 140 for Rafael Angels, 140 for Rafael Angels, 150 for Albela, 150 for Albela, 150 for Albela. तुमच्या मोबाईल आणि तुमकां दिसतले डिटेल्स. 150 for Albela, 150 for Bela, 150 for 160 for Rafael Angels, 160 for Rafael Angels, 160 for Rafael Angels, 160 for Rafael Angels, 170 for Albela Strikers, 180 for Rafael Angels, 180 Rafael Angels. First call, second call 190 Albela, 200 Mikhail Warriors, 200 Mikhail Warriors, 200 Mikhail Warriors. 210 for Rafael Angels, 210 for Rafael Angels, 210 for Rafael Angels, 210 for Rafael Angels, 210 for Rafael Angels. One first call, 220 for Mikhail Warriors, 220 for Mikhail Warriors, 220 for Mikhail Warriors, 230 for Rafael Angels, 230 for Rafael Angels, 230 Rafael Angels. First call, 240 Mikhail Warriors, 240 Mikhail Warriors, 240 Mikhail Warriors. First call, 250 for Rafael Angels, 250 for Rafael Angels, 260 Mikhail Warriors, 260 Mikhail Warriors, 270 Rafael Angels, 270 Rafael Angels, 270 Rafael Angels. 280 for Mikhail Warriors, 280 for Mikhail Warriors, 290 Rafael Angels, 290 Rafael Angels. First call, 300 for Mikhail Warriors, 300 for Mikhail Warriors. Anyone in this room for 310 for Jeevan Rodriguez? So 300 for Mikhail Warriors, 310 for Rafael Angels, 310 for Rafael Angels. One first call, 310 for Rafael Angels, 320 Mikhail Warriors, 330 Rafael Angels, 330 Rafael Angels, 330 Rafael Angels, 330 Rafael, 340 Rafael, 330 Rafael, 330 Rafael Angels. First call, 340 Mikhail Warriors, 340 Mikhail Warriors, 340 Mikhail Warriors, 350 Rafael Angels, 350 Rafael Angels, 350 Rafael Angels. First call, second call, 360 Mikhail Warriors, 360 Mikhail Warriors. Anyone for 370, 370, 370. Are you interested, Rafael Angels? 370. Are you interested? 360 for Mikhail Warriors. First call, 370, 380 for Bethany Strikers, 380 for Bethany Strikers, 380 for Bethany Strikers, 380 for Bethany Strikers, 384, 390 for Super Striker Bela, 390, 400 for Jeevan Rodriguez, 390 for Super Strikers Bela. Anyone? 400 for Rafael Angels, 400, 410 for Super Strikers, 410 for Super Strikers, 410. Anyone? Anyone for 420? 410 for Super Striker Bela. First, second, Mikhail Warriors, Rafael Angels, 430. Rafael Angels, 430. 430 Rafael, 440 Super Strikers. 440 Super Strikers. Anyone for 450? Shall we close? 440 for Super Strikers Bela. First call, 450 for Rafael Angels, 450 for Rafael Angels, 450 for Rafael Angels. First call, second call, 460, 470 for Mikhail Warriors, 470 for Mikhail Warriors, 470 for Mikhail Warriors. First call, second call, 480 Rafael Angels, 490 Super Strikers Bela, 490 Super Strikers Bela, 490 Super Strikers Bela. 500 Rafael Angels, 500 for Jeevan Rodriguez, Chauka, 26 years, 500 Rafael Angels. As a first call, second call, 510, 520 for Super Strikers Bela, 520 for Super Strikers Bela. 1 minute. $520 for Super Strikers Bela, 524 super strikers Bela. 524 super strikers Bela. 524 super strikers Bela. First call. 530 for Mikhail Warriors. 530 for आणि 500 उपरांत 20 पॉइंट्स इंक्रीज जातात. ओके 1000 उपरांत 50 पॉइंट्स इंक्रीज. म्हाका सांगूंक उडास ना फर्स्ट ऑप्शन सॉरी 500 उपरांत 20 पॉइंट्स इंक्रीज 1000 उपरांत 50 पॉइंट्स इंक्रीज. ओके 540 for Mikhail Warriors. 540 for Mikhail Warriors. First call 560 580 super strikers Bela. 580 super strikers Bela. 580 first call. Second call 600 620 super strikers. 620 super strikers Bela. 620 super strikers Bela. Yeah, first call, second call 640. 640, are you interested? 640 Rafael Angels. 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 First call, second call 660 680 Mikhail Warriors. 680 Mikhail Warriors. 680 Mikhail Warriors. $680 for Mikhail Warriors. First call 700 for Super Strikers Bela. 700 for Super Strikers Bela. 700 for Super Strikers Bela. 700 Super Strikers Bela. First call. Second call 720 Rafael Angels. 720 Rafael Angels. 720 Rafael Angels. 720 Rafael Angels. First call. Second call 740 Super Strikers Bela. 740 Super Strikers Bela. एक पोटी हांवें थर्ड कॉल सांगल्या प्रमाण तांकां सोल्ड जाता ताचे पयले उकल्या कितें सांगल्या वॉट्सअप एका प्लेयराच्या वॉट्सअपार ताका नोटिफिकेशन येता एकलो सोल्ड जाल्या तक्षणच सो ते अंडू रिडू आनी जायन येत 740 सुपर स्ट्रायकर्स बेला एनी वन फॉर 760 लास्ट कॉल 760 फॉर राफाएल एंजल्स 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 760 Rafael Angels. First call 780 Super Strikers Bela. 780 Super Strikers Bela. 780 Super Strikers Bela. First call, second call, third call. 780 Super Strikers Bela. Jivan Rodriguez. Okay. तुम्ही नोट डाउन करचे तुमका एक ओके सॉरी तुम्ही त्या शीटार नोट डाउन करचे 780 पॉइंट्स आणि प्लेयर ओके Next player is player code 27 Pravin period का ये 32 years Pravin period का ये 32 years any opening bid here Mikhail Warriors 10 Mikhail Warriors 10 Mikhail Warriors 10 points Mikhail Warriors 10 points anyone for 20 Mikhail Warriors 10 points 24 Albela 24 Albela 24 Albela 34 Bethany Strikers 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 anyone for 40 34 Bethany Strikers first call 44 Albela 44 Albela 44 Albela 50 anyone for 50 50 for Bethany Strikers Bela 50 for Bethany Strikers Bela anyone for 60 here anyone for 60 50 for Bethany Strikers Bela first call second call third call okay the next player in the list is player number 33 Santosh Sitangoli 31 years anyone for opening bid Mikhail Warriors 10 points anyone for 20 For Santosh Sitangoli, 24 super strikers. 24 super strikers. Anyone for 30? 30 for Mikhail. 30 for Mikhail. 30 for Mikhail. 30 for Mikhail. First call. 40 for Albela strikers. 40 for Albela strikers. Anyone for 50 here? 50 for Mikhail Warriors. 50 for Mikhail Warriors. 50 for Mikhail Warriors. First call. Second 60, 70 for Super Strikers Bela. 70 for Super Strikers Bela. 80 for Albela. 80 for Albela. 80 for Albela. Anyone for 90? Anyone? 90 for Mikhail Warriors. 90 for Mikhail Warriors. 90 for Mikhail Warriors. 100 for Albela. 100 for Albela. 110 for Mikhail Warriors. 110 for Mikhail Warriors. Anyone for 120? 120? 120? 110 for Mikhail Warriors first. 120 for Albela. 120 for Albela. 130 for Bethany Strikers Bela. 130 for Bethany Strikers Bela. 140 for Albela. 140 for Albela. Anyone for 150? 150 for Santosh Sitangoli. 140, 150 Mikhail Warriors. 150 Mikhail Warriors. 160 Albela. 160 Albela. 160 Albela. 160 Albela. 160 Albela first call. 170, 180 Mikhail Warriors. 180 Mikhail Warriors. 180 Mikhail Warriors first call. 190, 200 for Rafael Angels. 200 for Rafael Angels. 200 for Rafael Angels. 210 for Albela. 210 for Albela. 220 for Mikhail Warriors. 220 for Mikhail Warriors. 220 for Mikhail Warriors. First call. 220, 230 Albela. 230, 230 Albela. 230 Albela. First call. 240 Mikhail Warriors. 240 Mikhail Warriors. 250 Albela. 250 Albela. 260 Mikhail Warriors. 260 Mikhail Warriors. 260 Mikhail Warriors. 270 Albela. 270 Albela. 280 Mikhail Warriors. 280 Mikhail Warriors. 280 Mikhail Warriors. 280 Mikhail Warriors. दयाकंटी ती दोन फॅना घालची कोणी म्हणी कमिटी 280 for Mikhail Warriors. 280 for Mikhail Warriors. 290, 300 for Albela. 300 for Albela. 300, 310 for Mikhail Warriors. 310 for Mikhail Warriors. 320 for Albela. 320 for Albela. 320 for 330 for Mikhail Warriors. 330 for Mikhail Warriors. First call. Second Albela. 340. 340, 350 Mikhail Warriors. 350 Mikhail Warriors. Anyone for 360? 360 Albela strikers. 360. 360 for Albela strikers. 370 for Mikhail Warriors. 370 for Mikhail Warriors. 380 for Albela. 380 for Albela. 390. Plucked use kara. 390 for Mikhail Warriors. 390 for Mikhail Warriors. 400 for Albela strikers. Santosh D'Souza Sitangoli. 400 for Albela strikers. 410 for Mikhail Warriors. 410 Mikhail. 420 Albela. 420. 430. 430 Mikhail. 430 Mikhail. One first call. Second 440. 440 Albela. 440 Albela. 440 Albela. 450 for Mikhail Warriors. 450 for Mikhail Warriors. 450 Albela. 460, 470 Mikhail. 470 Mikhail. 470 Mikhail. 480 Albela. 480 Albela. 490 Mikhail. 490 Mikhail. 490 Mikhail. First call. Second 500 for Albela. 510 for Mikhail. 520 zata. Mikhail, are you okay? 520 zata. 500 uprantu 20. Okay, 520. 520 for Mikhail. 540 for Albela. 560 for Mikhail. 560 for Mikhail. 580 for Albela. 580 for Albela. 580 for Albela. 600 Albela strikers. 600. Anyone for 620? Anyone for 620? 620 for Santosh Sitangoli. Anyone for 620? Anyone? 600 for Albela strikers. First call. Second call. 640, 660 Super Strikers Bela. 660, 680 Albela. 700 Mikhails. 700 Mikhails. 700 Mikhails. 700 Mikhails. First call. 720 Albela. 720 Albela. 720 Albela. 720 Albela. 720 Albela. 720 Albela strikers. First call. Second call. 740 Super Strikers Bela. 740 Super Strikers Bela. 740 Super Strikers Bela. Anyone? 760 for Albela. 760 for Albela. 760 for all Bela strikers. 760 for all Bela strikers. Anyone for 780? Anyone for 780? 780 all Bela strikers. First call 780 super strikers Bela. 780 super strikers Bela. 800 for all Bela. 800 for all Bela. 820. Anyone 820? 800 all Bela strikers. First call 820 Mikhail Warriors. 820 Mikhail Warriors. 820 Mikhail Warriors. Anyone for 840? 820 Mikhail Warriors. First call, second call, Albela Strikers 840. 840 for Albela Strikers. 840 for Albela Strikers. 840 Albela Strikers. First call, second call, third call. Note down karche. 840 Santosh. Player code 33. Okay, the next player in the list is Rishan Joel Machado Chaukar. Rishan Joel Machado Chaukar. Anyone for opening bid 10 points? Anyone for opening bid 10 points? Anyone for opening bid 10 points? Anyone? Mikhail Warriors, they have opened their bid for 10 points. Anyone for 20? Rishan Joel Machado for 10 points. First call, second call, 20 for Albela Strikers. 24 Albela Strikers. 24 Albela Strikers. 24 Albela Strikers. 24 Albela Strikers. 30 for Mikhail Warriors. 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 First call, second call, third call. Note down karche tumi. Player code 52. Rishan Joel Machado 30 points. Mikhail Warriors. Note down kara. Okay, the next player in the list is Stephen Krasta, period ka ye 41 years. Stephen Krasta, period ka ye 41 years. Mikhail Warriors 10 points. Mikhail Warriors 10 points. Anyone for 20? Anyone for 20? 20 for Mikhail Warriors. 20 for Mikhail Warriors. 30 for Albela. 30 for Albela. 40 for Mikhail Warriors. 40 for Mikhail Warriors. Anyone for 50? Anyone for 50 here? 50 for Albela. 60 for Mikhail. 60 for Mikhail Warriors. 60 for Mikhail Warriors. 70 for Albela. 70 for Albela. 70 for Albela Strikers. First call. Second, 80 for Rafael Angels. 90 for Mikhail Warriors. 90 for Mikhail Warriors. 100 for Albela Strikers. 100 for Albela Strikers. Anyone for 110 here? Anyone? 120, 130 for Mikhail. 130 Mikhail, 130 Mikhail, 140 Rafael, 140 Rafael, 140 Rafael, 140 Rafael, 150 Mikhail, 150 Mikhail, 150 Mikhail. Anyone for 160? Anyone for 160? So 150 for Mikhail Warriors, 160 for Rafael Angels, 164, 170 for Mikhail Warriors, 170 for Mikhail Warriors. Anyone for 180? 180, 180 in the Rafael Angels, 180. 180 Rafael Angels. First call, second call, third. Super Strikers Bela 190. Third call here. Full size. Third call. Aila Pran Sanglar Ukala Kangena. 200 for 190 for Super Strikers. 190 for Super Strikers. 200, 210 for Rafael. 210 for Rafael. 210 for Rafael. First call, 220 for Super Strikers. 220 for 230 for Mikhail. 230 for Mikhail, 230 for Mikhail, 230 Mikhail. First call, 240 Super Strikers Bela, 240 Super Strikers. 250 Rafael, 250 Rafael, 260 Mikhail, 260 Mikhail, 260 Mikhail. First call, 270 Super Striker. तुमचे दायकन प्लग कड फुल ओयर करा नातला म्हाका कन्फ्यूज जाता. 270 for Super Strikers Bela. ओय सांगता फर्स्ट वॉर्निंग आरामशे 270 for Super Strikers Bela. 280 for Rafael Angels, 280 for Rafael Angels, 280 for Rafael Angels. First call, second call, 290, 300 for Mikhail, 300 for Mikhail, 310, 310, 310 for Super Strikers, 310 for Super Strikers, kara je, 310 for Super Strikers, 310 for Super Strikers, 310 for Super Strikers. First call, 320 for Mikhail Warriors, 330 for Super Strikers, 330 for Super Strikers. First call, 334, 340. 330 super strikers, 330 super strikers, 340 Rafael Angels, 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 350 Mikael Warriors, 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 350 Mikael Warriors. First call, second call, third call. $350, player code 37, note करचे. The next player on the list is Apus, Kalligade, 13 year. Okay, any opening bid here? Any opening bid here for 10 points? Any opening bid here for Apus, Kalligade, 13 years old? Anyone? Anyone in the room? Anyone? एका टीमान 13 players कान घेत नातल्या तुमकां 13 players fill जायनात. Okay, 10 for Rafael Angels. 10 for Rafael Angels. 10 for Rafael Angels. First call, second call, third call. No down kache. Player code 5. Apus Kalligade points 10. Okay. Next player in the list is Anil Krasta period Kabi. Anil Krasta period Kabi, 42 years. Anyone for 10 points? 10 for Mikael Warriors. 10 for Mikael Warriors. 10 for Mikael Warriors. 20 placard gola tumche. 20 for Super Strikers Bela. 20 for Super Strikers Bela. Anyone for 30? 20 for Super Strikers Bela. First call, second call, 30 for Mikael Warriors. 40 for Super Strikers Bela. 40 for Super Strikers Bela. Anyone for 50? Anyone for 50 here? 40 for Super Strikers Bela. First call, second 50 for Mikael Warriors. 50 for Mikael Warriors. First call, 60 for Super Strikers. 60 for Super Strikers. 60 for Super Strikers. Anyone for 70? 70 in the room. 70 for Mikael Warriors. 70 in the Mikael Warriors. 70 for Mikael Warriors. 80 for Super Strikers. 80 for Super Strikers. 80 for Super Strikers Bela. First call, 80 for Super Strikers Bela. Second call, third call. Third call, Zala Super Strikers Bela. Note down करचे. Player code 67, Anil Krasta, points 80. तिथले note down करचे तुम्ही. झाले Okay. The next player is Nishal Vinovel D'Souza Sitangoli. Nishal D'Souza Sitangoli. Anyone for 10 points? Anyone for 10 points here? Anyone? Anyone for 10 points? Anyone for 10 points? Anyone for 10 points? एका टीमाने 13 players कान घेचे तुम्हाला असा minimum आमका मागे time waste जातलो की next round घेताना. So anyone for Nishal Vinovel D'Souza Sitangoli. Anyone for 10 points? Okay. आता unsolved करतले आम्ही. Okay, remained unsolved. Sharon Roy Krasta, Churchward, 18 years. Anyone for 10 points? For Sharon Roy Krasta. 10 for Albella Strikers. 10 for Albella Strikers. Anyone for 20? 20 for Super Strikers. 20 for Super Strikers. 30 for Albella Strikers. 30 for Albella Strikers. 30 for Albella Strikers. 30 for Albella Strikers. Anyone for 40? 40 for Super Strikers. 40 for Super Strikers. 50 for Albella. 50 for Albella. 50 for Albella. 50 for Albella. First call, 60 Super Strikers. 60 Super Strikers. 60 Super Strikers. First call, 70 Albella. 70 Albella. 70 Albella Strikers. First call, 80, 90 Albella. 90 Albella. 90, 90 for Albella Strikers. Anyone for 100? Anyone for 100? 100 for Rafael Angels. 100 for Rafael Angels. 100 for Rafael Angels. 110 for Albella. 110 for Albella. 110 for Albella. आमकां ते कोणाक म्हूण कॅटेगरायज करचे कोणाक म्हूण कशें म्हूण आतां आमकां सेकंडांचे एक डाटा आसल्यार ते बेजीस करयत येता सेकंडांक एकतले करचे पडटा ओके 110 for Albela strikers first call second call third Rafael super strikers 140 140 for super strikers 140 for super 150 160 Rafael 160 Rafael 160 Rafael first call second call 170 180 190 Rafael 190 Rafael first call 200 super strikers 200 super strikers 200 210 for Rafael 210 for Rafael 220 230 for Albela 230 for Albela 240 super strikers 250 260 for Rafael 260 270 280 290 300 310 320 330 340 340 for Rafael 340 for Rafael 350 350 for Rafael 350 for Rafael 360 370 370 for Rafael 370 380 super strikers 390 390 Mikhail 400 Rafael Angels 400 Rafael Angels first call 410 super strikers 410 super strikers 420 Mikhail 430 Rafael Angels 430 Rafael Angels 430 Rafael Angels first call second call 440 Mikhail Warriors 440 450 Rafael Angels 450 Rafael Angels 460 Mikhail Warriors 460 470 Rafael Angels 470 Rafael Angels 480 Mikhail Warriors 490 Rafael Angels 490 Rafael Angels first call second call 500 for super strikers black card उकलीला मात्र हांव कन्सिडर करता नातल्या मागीर तुमी डिस्कस करून कांय गुण ना 500 for super strikers 510 for Mikhail 520 for Rafael 520 for Rafael 530 for Mikhail 530 550 580 for Rafael 580 for Rafael 580 600 for Mikhail Warriors 620 620 Rafael 640 Rafael 660 Mikhail 660 Mikhail 680 Rafael 680 Rafael 680 Rafael first call second call 704 Mikhail Warriors 724 Rafael Angels 724 Rafael Angels first call 744 Mikhail Warriors 744 Mikhail Warriors 760 for Rafael Angels 760 for Rafael Angels 780 780 Mikhail 780 Mikhail 800 for Rafael Angels 800 Rafael Angels first call Mikhail Warriors 820 820 820 820 840 840 Rafael 840 Rafael Angels first call 860 Mikhail Warriors 860 Mikhail Warriors 880 Rafael Angels 880 900 Mikhail Warriors 920 Rafael Angels 920 Rafael Angels 940 Mikhail Warriors 940 Rafael Mikhail Warriors 960 Rafael Angels 960 980 980 anyone for 1000 for Sharon Roy Cross the Church Ward 1000 for Rafael Angels 1000 for Rafael Angels and if 50 points increase atale 1000 over 50 points increase atale so 1000 for Rafael Angels first call second call and third call note down karche player code 35 Sharon Roy points 1000 एका केवल 5000 पॉइंट्स असचे तांतू तुम्ही 13 प्लेयर्स मिनिमम कान घेचे 13 प्लेयर्स मिनिमम कान घेचे ओके द नेक्स्ट प्लेयर इन द लिस्ट इज एंसन क्रास्टा पेरेड काये एंसन क्रास्टा पेरेड काये anyone for 10 points 10 for Albela strikers 10 for Albela strikers anyone for 20 here anyone for 20 20 for Mikhail Warriors 20 for Mikhail Warriors first call 30 for Albela strikers 30 for Albela strikers 40 for Mikhail Warriors 40 Mikhail Warriors 40 Mikhail Warriors first 50 Albela 60 Mikhail 60 Mikhail Warriors 60 Mikhail Warriors 70 Albela 70 Albela strikers 80 Mikhail Warriors 80 Mikhail Warriors 80 for Mikhail Warriors first call second call Rafael Angels Mikhail Warriors 110 for Albela 110 for Albela 120 for Mikhail Warriors 120 for Mikhail Warriors 130 for 120 for Mikhail Warriors 120 for Mikhail Warriors first call 130 for Rafael Angels 130 for Rafael Angels 130 140 for Mikhail Warriors 140 for Mikhail Warriors 140 for Mikhail Warriors 150 for Rafael Angels 150 for Rafael Angels 150 for Rafael Angels 160 for Mikhail Warriors first call second call 170 180 190 for Mikhail Warriors 190 200 for Albela strikers 200 for Albella Strikers, 210 for Mikhail Warriors, 210 for Mikhail Warriors, 210 for Mikhail Warriors, Rafael Angels 220, Mikhail Warriors 230, 230 Mikhail, 240 Rafaels, 240 Rafaels. First call, second call, 250 Albella. 250 Albella Strikers, 250, 260 for Mikhail Warriors, 260 for Mikhail Warriors. First call, 270 Albella, 270 Albella, 280 Mikhail, 280 Mikhail, 280 Mikhail. First call, second call, 280 for 290, 300 for Albella, 300 for Albella, 300 for Albella Strikers. For Anson Krasta period ka ye, 310 for Mikhail Warriors, 310 for Mikhail Warriors, 310 for Mikhail Warriors, 310 for Mikhail Warriors. First call, second call, third call. Third call zala. तिथलं लास्ट राहा नका प्लीज 78 प्लेयर्स असतात आमकां सो नोट डावन करचे एन्सन क्रॉसचा पिरियड काय आहे प्लेयर कोड 3.310 ओके द नेक्स्ट प्लेयर इन द लिस्ट इज Alden Kalatur 15 years old okay Alden Kalatur 15 years old anyone for 10 points anyone for 10 points anyone for 10 points here anyone okay anyone last call 10 for Albella Strikers 10 for Albella Strikers 10 for Albella Strikers anyone for 20 anyone for 20 10 for Albella Strikers first call second call third call note down करचे 10 points Albella Strikers player code 65 okay the next player in the list is Princeton period का B 16 years जाऊ ना Princeton period का B जाऊ ना सॉफ्टवेअर असा ट्रस्ट करतात आम्ही ओके 78 player code Princeton period का B anyone for 10 points anyone for 10 points anyone for 10 points here anyone for 10 points Princeton period का B last call anyone for 10 points okay unsold करता okay the next player in the list is Praveen Krastaputtige 25 years 10 for Mikhail Warriors 10 for Mikhail Warriors 10 for Mikhail Warriors 10 for Mikhail Warriors anyone for 20 20 for Albella Strikers 20 for Albella Strikers 20 Mikhail Warriors 30 are you interested 20 for Albella Strikers 20 for Albella Strikers 30 for Mikhail Warriors 30 for Mikhail Warriors 40 for Albella Strikers 40 for Albella Strikers 50 for Mikhail Warriors 50 for Mikhail Warriors 60 for Albella Strikers 60 for Albella Strikers 60 for Albella Strikers anyone for 70 here 70 for Mikhail Warriors 70 for Mikhail Warriors 80 for Albella 80 for Albella Strikers 80 for Albella Strikers first call second call third call note down करा झाले की प्लेयर कोड 28.80 Praveen Krasta Venance Navin D'Souza player code 43 from Calicut anyone for 10 points 10 for anyone for 10 points 10 for Albella Strikers 10 for Albella Strikers anyone for 20 for Bethany Strikers Bela 30 for Mikhail Warriors 30 for Mikhail Warriors 40 for Albella Strikers 40 Albella 50 Bethany 50 Bethany first call 60 Albella 70 Mikhail Warriors 70 Mikhail Warriors anyone for 80 for Bethany 80 for Bethany Strikers 90 for Albella 100 for Mikhail Warriors 100 for Mikhail Warriors anyone for 110 here anyone 110 for Albella 120 for Mikhail Warriors 120 for Mikhail Warriors first call 130 140 150 Bethany Strikers 150 Bethany Strikers 160 Mikhail 170 Albella Strikers 170 Albela strikers. First call 180 Bethany strikers. 180 Bethany. 190 Albela. 190 200 for Mikhail Warriors. 200 210 for Bethany strikers. 210 for Bethany strikers. 220 for Albela. 220 for Albela. 220 230 for Bethany. 230 for Bethany. Are you interested? 240. 240 for Mikhail. 240 for Mikhail Warriors. Anyone for 250, 260 Bethany. 260 Bethany. 260 Bethany strikers. Anyone for 270 here? Anyone? 270 for Super Strikers Bela. 270 for Super Strikers. Anyone for 280? Last call. 290 for Albela strikers. 290 for Albela strikers. 290 for Albela strikers. 300 Bethany. 300 Bethany. 300 Bethany. Anyone for 310? 310 for Super Strikers. 310 for Super Strikers. 310 for Super Strikers. 320 for Albela strikers. 320 for Albela strikers. 320 for Albela strikers. 330 for Bethany. 330 for Bethany. 330, 340 for Albela. 340 for Albela. 340 for Albela. 340 for Albela. 350, 350 for 350, 360 for Super Strikers. 360 for Super Strikers. 370 for Albela. 380 for Mikhail Warriors. 380 for Mikhail Warriors. First call 390 Bethany. 390 Bethany. 400 Mikhail Warriors. 400 Mikhail Warriors. 410 Super Strikers. 420 Mikhails. 430, 440, 440 for Mikhail. 440 for Mikhail. 440 for Mikhail. 450 for Super Strikers. 450 for Super Strikers. 460 for Mikhail. 470 Super Strikers. 470 for Super Strikers. 480 for Mikhail. 480, 490, 490 for Super Strikers. 490 for Super Strikers. Anyone for 500? 490 for Super Strikers. 490 for Super Strikers. First call Bethany Strikers 500. And 20 points increase atale. And 20 points increase atale. 520 for Mikhail Warriors. 520 for Mikhail Warriors. 520 for Mikhail Warriors. First call 540. 560 for Bethany. 560 for Bethany. 560 for Bethany. 560, 580, 580, 600, 600 for Super Strikers. 600 for Super Strikers. 600 first call. Second call 620, 640, 660 for Super Strikers. 660 for Super Strikers. 660 first call. Second call 680 Mikhail Warriors. 680, 700 Super Strikers. 700 Super Strikers. 720 Mikhail Warriors. 720 Mikhail Warriors. First call 740 Super Strikers. 740 Super Strikers. First call 760, 780 Raphael Angels. 780 Raphael Angels. 7800 Super Strikers. 800 Raphael Super Strikers Bela. First call. Second call 820, 840, 860, 860, 880. Anyone for 900, 900, 920, 920, 940, 940, 920 for Super Strikers Bela. 920 for Super Strikers Bela. 940, 920 Super Strikers. 940 Mikhail Warriors. 940 Mikhail. 960, 960. Anyone for 980, 980. Anyone for 1000. 1000 Mikhail Warriors. 1000 for Mikhail Warriors. And 50 points increase atale. 1050 for Super Strikers. 1100 for Mikhail Warriors. 1100. 1150 Super Strikers. 1200 for Mikhail. 1400 for Super Strikers. 1250 for Super Strikers. 1300 for Super Strikers again. Okay. 1300. 1300. 1300 for Venance Navin D'Souza. Anyone for 1350? So 1300 first call. 1350 Mikhail. 1400 Super Strikers Bela. 1400. 1400 Super Strikers Bela. First call. Second call. Third call. Okay, note down kara. Player code 43. Venance Navin D'Souza. Points 1400 Super Strikers Bela. Zalegi. Next player. Pritham Lobo Bela. 19 years. Anyone for 10? 10 for Mikhail. 10 for Mikhail. 10 for Mikhail. 10 for Mikhail Warriors. 10 for Mikhail Warriors. Anyone for 20? Anyone for 20? Anyone for 20? Anyone for 20 here? Anyone? So Mikhail Warriors, Pritham Lobo, 10 points. Anyone for 20? So Pritham Lobo for 10 points. First call, second call, and third call. Note down kache. Mikhail Warriors 10 points. Player code 53. Pritham Lobo. Zalegi. The next player is Aston D'Souza Ichilampadi, 27-year-old. Anyone for, yes, Kings United Kalatur, 10 points. Anyone for 20 for Aston, 10 points for Kings United Kalatur. Anyone for 20, anyone for 20 here. 20 for Rafael Angels, 20 for Rafael Angels, 20 for Rafael Angels, 30 for Kings United, 30 for Kings United. First call, second call, third call. So note down kache. Player code 75. Kings United Kalatur. Aston D'Souza points तुमचे 30. त्या प्लेयराक 30. झाले की? Okay. Sunil D'Souza Sitangoli, player code 58, age 35. So opening bid 10 for Mikhail Warriors. 10 for Mikhail Warriors. Anyone for 20? Anyone for 20? Anyone for 20? 10 for Mikhail Warriors. 10 for Mikhail Warriors. First call, 20 for Kings United. 30 for Super Strikers. 40 for Mikhail. 40 for Mikhail. 50 for Kings United. 50 for Kings United. 50 for Kings United Kalatur. 60 for Mikhail Warriors. 60 for Mikhail Warriors. 70 for Kings United. 70 for Kings United. 80 for Mikhail Warriors. 80 for Mikhail Warriors. 90 for Kings United Kalatur. 90 for Kings United Kalatur. 100 for Mikhail Warriors. 120 for Kings United. 110 for Kings United. 120 for Mikhail. 120 for Mikhail. 120 for Mikhail. 130 for Kings United. 130 for Kings United. 130 Kings United. First call. 140, 150 Rafael. 150 Rafael. 160 Kings United Kalatur. 160 Kings United Kalatur. 160 Kings United Kalatur. First call. 170, 180, 180, 190, 190. First call. 190 first call. Second call. 190 Kings United Kalatur. First call. 200 Mikhail Warriors. 200 Mikhail Warriors. 210 for Kings United. 210 for Kings United. 210 for Kings United. 210 for Kings United. 220 for Mikhail Warriors. 230 for Kings United. 230 for Kings United. 230 for Kings United. 230 for Kings United. 240 for Rafael Angels. 240 for Rafael Angels. 250 for Kings United. 250 for Kings United. Anyone for 260 here? Last call. 260 for Mikhail Warriors. 270 for Kings United. 270 for Kings United Kalatur. First call, second call, and third Mikhail Warriors. 280. तिथलं लास्ट मोमेंट राहा नका दयाकंठ तुम काय कन्फ्युजन मग काय कन्फ्युजन 270 for Mikhail Warriors. 280 for Kings United. 280 for Kings United. 290 for Kings United. 300 for Rafael Angels. 300 for Rafael Angels. 310 for Kings United. 310 for Kings United Kalatur. 310 for Kings United Kalatur. First call, second call. 320 for Rafael Angels. 320 for Rafael Angels. First call. 330, 340 Mikhail. 340 Mikhail. 340 Mikhail. First call. 350, 360 Mikhail. 360 Mikhail. First call. 370 Kings United. 370 Kings United. First call. 380 Mikhail Warriors. 390 Kings United. 390 Kings United Kalatur. 400 for Mikhail Warriors. 400 for Mikhail Warriors. Anyone for 410? 410. 410 for Kings United Kalatur. 410 for Kings United Kalatur. First call. 420 for Mikhail Warriors. 420 for Mikhail Warriors. 430 for Kings United. 430 for Kings United. 440 for Mikhail. 440 for Mikhail. Anyone for 450? 450 for Kings United. 450, 460 for Mikhail. 460 for Mikhail Warriors. Anyone for 470? Kings United Kalatur. 470. 480 Mikhail. 480 Mikhail. First call. 490 Kings United. 490 Kings United, 500 Mikael Warriors, 500 for Mikael Warriors, Sunil D'Souza Sitangoli. The last call, 510 for Kings United Kalatur, 520 for Mikael Warriors, 540 for Mikael Warriors, 540 for Mikael Warriors, 560 for Kings United, 560 for Kings United, anyone for 580, 580 Mikael Warriors, 580, 600 for Mikael Rafael, 620 Kings United, 640 Mikael, 640 Mikael, 640 Mikael Warriors. First call, second call, 660 Kings United Kalatur, 680 Mikael, 680 Mikael, 680 Mikael. First call, 700 Kings United Kalatur, 700 Kings United Kalatur. First call, second call, third call. Third call Zala. Third call Zala. 700 for Kings United Kalatur. Okay. Note down kara. Player code 58. Sunil D'Souza. Point 700. Zalegi. Okay. The next player is player code 25. Prashant Krasta. Period Kapi. Anyone for 10 points. For Prashant Krasta. Anyone. Anyone for 10 points. For Prashant Krasta. 10 for Mikael. 10 for Mikael. 10 for Mikael. 10 for Mikael Warriors. Anyone for 20? So 10 for Mikael Warriors. First call, second call, and third call. Note down karche. Mikael Warriors. New player is Flavan Krasta, 16-year-old Puttigewad. Anyone for 10 points? Anyone for 10 points for Flavan Krasta? Flavan Krasta. Flavan Krasta. Flavan Krasta. Last call. Flavan Krasta remains unsold. Okay. The next player in the list is Johnson Krasta Madatadka. Johnson Krasta Madatadka. Anyone for 10 points? 10 points? Anyone? Any team? Any team for 10 points? 10 for Kings United. 10 for Kings United. 10 for Kings United Kalatur. 20 for Rafael. 20 for Rafael. 20 for Rafael Angels. 20 for Rafael. 30 Kings United. 40 Albela. 40 Albela. 40 Albela strikers. 40 Albela strikers, 50 for Rafael, 50 for Rafael, 60 for Kings United, 60 for Kings United Kalatur. First call, second call, 70 for Rafael Angels. First call, second call, 80 for Kings United, 90 for Rafael Angels, 90 for Rafael Angels. First call, second call, third call. Note down Kache, player code 73, Rafael Angels, Johnson Krasta, points 90. The next player is Sunil Kiran Krasta, Church Ward, 20-year-old. Sunil Kiran Krasta. Anyone for 10 points? 10 for Mikael, 10 for Mikael. Anyone for 20? Anyone for 20? 20 for Albela, 20 for Albela, 20 for Albela, 30 for Super Strikers, 30 for Super Strikers, 30 for Super Strikers, 40 for Super Strikers, 40 for Super Strikers. Okay, 40 for Bethany. Okay, 1 minute. 70 for Super Strikers, 70 for Super Strikers, 80 for Rafael, 80 for Rafael Angels, 80 for Rafael Angels, 90 for Bethany, 90 for Bethany. तुमका 100 for Mikael, 100 for Mikael. तुमका direct bid increase करियत एका amount का, तुमका direct एका amount का bid increase करियत. 200 for Mikael Warriors, 200 for Mikael Warriors, 200 for Mikael Warriors, 200 for Mikael Warriors, 220 for Rafael Angels, 210 for Rafael, 220 for Bethany, 220 for Bethany, 220 for Bethany, 400, yes, 400. Yes, come on. 400 for Mikael Warriors. 400 for Mikael Warriors. 500 for Bethany. 500 for Bethany. 500 for Bethany. 500 for Bethany. 600, yes. 600. 600 for Super Strikers Bela. 600 for Super Strikers Bela. Anyone for 700 or direct 1000. Anyone for 700 or 610, 620. So 600, 610, 610 for Mikael Warriors. 610 for 620 for Mikael Warriors, sorry. 500 upran 20 points increase adale. 620 for Mikael Warriors. 620 for Mikael Warriors. 640, 660 Mikael Warriors. 660 Mikael Warriors. 660 Mikael Warriors. Anyone for 680. 680 for Albela. 700 for Mikael Warriors. 700 for Mikael Warriors. Anyone for 720. 720 for Albela. 720 for Albela Strikers. Anyone for 740 or 800, anything. 740 or 800, any team. 720 for Albela Strikers. 720 for Albela Strikers. 720 for Albela Strikers. 740 for Mikael Warriors. First call. 740 for Mikael Warriors. Second call. 740 for Mikael Warriors. Third call. तुम्ही नोट डाउन करचे प्लेयर कोड 40 सुनील किरण क्रास्ता points 740. Okay, the next player is player code 55 Wally Islampadi. Wally Islampadi, anyone for 10 points? Yes, 10 points opening bid for Kings United Kalatur. Kings United Kalatur. Kings United Kalatur. Anyone for 20? 20 for Bethany Strikers. 20 for Bethany Strikers. 30 for Albela. 30 for Albela. 30 for Albela. 40 for Mikael. 40 for Mikael. 50 for Kings United. 50 for Kings United. 50 for Kings United. 50 for Kings United. First call. Second call. 60 for Mikael Warriors. 60 for Mikael Warriors. 70 for Kings United Kalatur. 70 for Kings United Kalatur. 70 for Kings United Kalatur. First call. 80 for Mikael Warriors. 80 for Mikael Warriors. 90 for Kings United Kalatur. 90 for Kings United Kalatur. First call. Second call. 100 for Mikael Warriors. 100 for Mikael Warriors. Kings United Kalatur 110. Kings United Kalatur 110. First call. Mikael Warriors 120. 120 for Mikael Warriors. 120 for Mikael Warriors. First call. Second call. Third call. तुम्ही नोट डाउन करचे प्लेयर कोड 55 points 120 Wally Krasa. Zalege? Okay. The next player is Vincent D'Souza Kuntikana, 27 years. Vincent D'Souza Kuntikana, Kings United Kalatur, opening bid 10 points. Anyone for 20. 20 for Albela, 20 for Albela, 20 for Albela, 30 for Kings United. First call. 40, 50 for Mikael. 50 for Mikael, 60 for Kings United, 60 for Kings United. 60 for Kings United, 70 for Rafael Angels, 80 for Kings United, 80 for Kings United, 90 for Rafael Angels, 90 for Rafael Angels, 100 for Kings United, 100 for Kings United. First call, Albela 110, 120 Rafael, 130 Kings United, 130 Kings United, 140 for Albela Strikers, 140 for Albela Striker, 150 for Kings United, 150 for Kings United Kalatur. First call, second call, 160 Rafael, 160 Rafael. First call, 170 Kings United, 180 Albela, 180 Albela, 180 Albela, 190 Kings United, 190 Kings United Kalatur. Anyone for 200, 200 for Albela, 200 for Albela, Kings United Kalatur, 210, 210 for 220 for Rafael Angels, 220 for Rafael Angels. Anyone for 230, 230 for Albela Strikers. 230 for Albela, 240 for Kings United, 240 for Kings United, 240 for Kings United Kalatur. 250 for Albela Strikers, 250 for Albela Strikers, 260 for Kings United Kalatur, 260 for Kings United Kalatur, 260, 270 for Albela Strikers. First call is 270 Kings United Kalatur. First call, second call, third call. 280 for Kings United Kalatur, Vincent D'Souza Kuntikana. Player code 44. Zalegi. Next player is Justin Joel Kuntikana. Anyone for 10 points? Anyone for 10 points? 10 for Kings United. 10 for Kings United Kalatur. First call. Second Albela strikers 20 for Albela. 30 for Kings United. 30 for Kings United. First call. Second call. 40 for Rafael Angels. 40 for Rafael Angels. 50 for Kings United. 50 for Kings United. 50 for Kings United. 50 for Kings United Kalatur. First call. Second call. Third call. Note down kara 20 player code 20 points 50 Justin Joel Kings United Kalatur. The next player is Dikshit Krasta Ichlampadi. Bid raise kariye direct, time waste karne se bid raise kariye direct, no issues. Anyone for 10 points? 500 50. Okay. 300 for Rafael Angels. 300 for Rafael Angels. Bid raise kariye, no issues. Bid raise kariye, no issues. Any bid. 300 for Rafael Angels. Kings United Kalatur. 300 for Rafael Angels. Anyone for 310, 400, 500. 350 for 400 for Rafael Angels. 400, 430 for 500 for Rafael Angels. 500 for Rafael Angels. Anyone for 520 here now? For Dikshit Krasta Ichlampadi. Anyone for 520? So 500 we have in Rafael Angels. 520, 520, 520, 540 for Rafael. 540 for Rafael. Anyone for 560? 560 for Kings United Kalatur. 580 for Rafael Angels. 580 for Rafael Angels. 580 for Rafael Angels. 580. Anyone for 600? 600 for Kings United Kalatur. 600 for Kings United Kalatur. 600 Kings United Kalatur. First call, second call, and third call. Note down kara. Player code 9, Dikshit Krasta, 0.600 team Kings United Kalatur. Okay, the next player is Jason D'Souza Kaligade. एक minute. Okay, Jason D'Souza Kaligade. Anyone for 10 points? Anyone? Any team for 10 points for Jason D'Souza? Any team? Any team for Jason D'Souza Kaligade for 10 points? Unsold karchege. Okay. Here we go. Opening bid for Bethany Strikers Bela. 10 points. Anyone for 20 here? For Jason D'Souza Kaligade? Okay. 10 points. Bethany Strikers Bela. 10 points. Bethany Strikers Bela. Anyone for 20 here? Anyone for 20? So 10 points, we keep it in Bethany Strikers Bela. First call, second call, and third call. Note down kara, Bethany Strikers. Player code 71, points 10. Player code 71, points 10, Jason D'Souza Kaligade. Next player is player code 56, Sunil Samprit D'Souza Bela, 31 years. Sunil Samprit D'Souza. Anyone for 10 points? 10 for Rafael, 20 for Kings United, 20 for Kings United, 30 for Rafael, 30 for Rafael, 400 for Albela Strikers. 400 for Albela Strikers. 420, 410 for Kings United, 410 for Kings United. Anyone for 500 or 420? 420 for Super Strikers, 430 for Rafael, 430 for Rafael. First call, second call, 440, 450 Albela, 450 Albela, 450 Albela. First call, Rafael, 460, 460, 470 Albela, 800 for Mikhail Warriors. Just 800 for Mikhail Warriors. Okay, 1000, yes. 1000 for Super Strikers Bela. Yes, 1000 for Super Strikers Bela. Anyone? 1 minute, Rava. 1000, yes. 1000 for Super Strikers Bela. Anyone for 1050, 1050. Anyone for 1050. So here we go within Super Strikers Bela. 1000 points. First call, second call, and third call. Note down Kache. Player code 56 and points 1000 and player Sunil. एका टीमाक 13 प्लेयर्स जायचे मिनिमम आणि 5000 आसतले तुमचे value purse. So next player is Maxi D'Souza Kuntikana, 32-year-old. 1 minute photo. Okay. Maxi D'Souza Kuntikana. 10 for Kings United Kalatur. 10 for Kings United Kalatur. Albela 20, 20 for Albela, 20 for Albela, 20 for Albela. First call, second call, 30 for Kings United, 30 for Kings United. First call, second call, third call. Note down kara. 30 for Kings United Kalatur. Okay, the next player in the list is Joel D'Souza Ichnampadi, 21-year-old. Here we go with opening bid. Kings United Kalaturu, 10 points. 10 points, 20 for Albela, 20 for Albela. Anyone for 30? 30 for Rafael Angels, 30 for Rafael Angels. Anyone for 40? 40 for Albela, 40 for Albela Strikers, 50 for Kings United, 50 for Kings United Kalaturu, 60 for Rafael Angels, 70 for Kings United, 70 for Kings United Kalatur, 70 for Kings United Kalatur. Anyone for 80 here? 80 for Rafael Angels, 80 for Rafael Angels, 90 Kings United, 90 Kings United Kalatur. Anyone for 100? 100 for Rafael Angels, 110 for Kings United Kalatur, 110 for Kings United Kalatur. First call, 120 for Rafael Angels, 130 for Kings United, 130 for Kings United. First call, second call, 140 for Rafael Angels, 140 for Rafael Angels, 150 for Kings United. First call, second call, 160 Rafael Angels. First call, 170, 170 Kings United, 180 Rafael, 180 Rafael, 190 Kings United, 190 Kings United Kalatur. 200 for Rafael Angels, 200 for Rafael Angels, 210 for Kings United, 210 for Kings United, 210 for Kings United, 220 for Rafael, 220 for Rafael, 220 for Rafael, 230 for Kings United Kalatur. First call, second call, and third call. 220 for Kings United Kalatur. Note down Kache, 230 points, player code 22, Joel D'Souza. Okay, the next player on the list is Navin D'Souza Kalatur, 29-year-old. Anyone for 10 points? 10 Kings United. Okay, 100 for Mikhail Warriors. 100 for Mikhail Warriors. Navin D'Souza Kalatur. 100 for Mikhail Warriors. 150? 150 for Super Strikers Bela. 200 for Mikhail, 200 for Mikhail, 200 for Mikhail, 200 for Mikhail, 200 for Mikhail. Bid raise kariye director, no issues. Bid raise kariye 200 for Mikhail, 200 for Mikhail Warriors, 200 for Mikhail Warriors. Anyone here for 210? 210 for 200 for Mikhail Warriors. First call, second call, and third call. 200 for Mikhail Warriors. Navin D'Souza Kalatur. Player code 76. Okay, the next player in the list is Vivek Chaukar. Vivek Chaukar. Anyone? Anyone for 10 points? For Vivek Chaukar, 44-year-old. For 10 point, Bethany, 24 Albela, 24 Albela, 24 Albela, 24 Albela, 34 Super Strikers, 34 Super Strikers, 34 Super Strikers. Okay, 1000 for Mikhail Warriors. Anyone? Anyone for just 1050 for Vivek Chaukar. So here we go. 1000 for Vivek Chaukar. First call, second call, and third call. आणि एक आणि एक दोन प्लेयराचे करतले हांव मागीर एक 5 मिनिट्स ब्रेक दितले हांव. Okay, Sheldon D'Souza, Kalligade, 12-year-old guy. Player code 36. Okay, Albela Strikers. Here we go with opening bid, 10 points for Albela Strikers for Sheldon D'Souza, Kalligade. Anyone for 20 or Albela Strikers, first call, second call, and third call. Okay, हे प्लेयर जाल्या उपरांत आमी एक 5 मिनिट्स ब्रेक दितले हांव. Jackson D'Souza Kalligade, 22-year-old guy. Anyone for 10 points for Jackson D'Souza Kalligade? Anyone here for 10 points for Jackson D'Souza Kalligade? Any team here for 10 points for Jackson D'Souza Kalligade? 10 for Bethany Strikers Bela, opening bid. 10 for Bethany Strikers Bela. Anyone? Anyone for 20? Anyone for 20? So 10 points, Bethany Strikers Bela, first call, second call, and third call. Player code note down करा. 14 player code, Jackson D'Souza, point 10. Okay, एक 5 minute short break असतले. Thank you. तुमच्या टीमाचे पॉइंट्स कितले आसात म्हणून हांगा डिस्प्ले केला दायकन पळय तुमकां. Yes, we are back. Honors आणि captains, दयाकन येऊनची तुम्ही.
Hello.
Okay. Honors and captains. Bethany strikers. Mikael Warriors. Mikael Warriors. Last call. Mikael Warriors. Yes. Didi. Okay. New player. Player code 69. Melvin Kalatur. Any one for 10 points. 10 for Mikael. 10 for Mikael. 10, 20 for Rafael. 20 for Rafael. 30 for Mikael. 30 for Mikael. 1 minute, 1 minute. 30 for Mikael. 30 for Mikael. 30 for Mikael. 40, 50, 60, 70, 70, 70, 70 for Mikael. 70, 80 Rafael. 80 Rafael. 80 for Rafaels. 90 for Mikaels. 10, 100 for Albela strikers. 110 for Rafaels. 120 for Mikael Warriors. 120 for Mikael Warriors. 120, 130 for Rafael Angels. 130 for Rafael Angels. Anyone for 140 here? For Melvin Kalatur. 140, 200 for Albela strikers. 200, 210 for Rafael. 210 for Rafael Angels. 210 for Rafael Angels. 210 for Rafael Angels. Anyone for 220? 220 for Mikael. 220 for Mikael Warriors. 230 for Rafael Angels. 230 for Rafael Angels. 240 for Albela strikers. 240, 250 for Rafael. 250 for Rafael. First call. Second call. 260, 270 Mikael. 280 Rafael. 280 Rafael. 280 Rafael. 290, 290 Mikael. 290 Mikael Warriors. Anyone for 300? 300 for Rafael Angels. 300, 310 for Mikael. 310 for Mikael Warriors. 320, 330, 330 for Rafael. 330, 340 for Mikael. 340 for Mikael. 350, 360 for Mikael. 360 for Mikael Warriors. 370 for Rafael. 380 for Mikael. 380 for Mikael. 380, 390 for Rafael. 390, 390 for 390 for Rafael. 400, 400, 410, 410, 410, 410 Rafael Angels. First call. Second call. 420 Mikael. 420 Mikaels. 420, 430 Mikaels. 430 Rafael. 440 Mikael. कितले 4 420 440 440 for Mikaels. Yes. 450 for Rafaels. 450 for Rafaels. 460 for Mikaels. 460, 470, 470, 470, 470 Rafaels. 480 Mikael. 480 Mikaels Warriors. 490, 500 Mikael. 510 Rafael. 510 Zaina. 520, 540 Mikael. 540, 560 Rafael. 560 Rafael. 560 Rafael. 560, 580 Rafael. 580 Rafael. 580 Rafael. First call. Second call. 600 Mikael. 620 Rafael. 620 Rafael. First call. Second call. And third call. For Rafael Angels. 624 Rafael Angels. Player code 69. Melvin Kalatur. Points 620. 620. The new player in the list is Ashwin Montero Kudrepadi. Ashwin Montero Kudrepadi. Anyone for 10 points. The opening base price 10 points for Ashwin Montero Kudrepadi. Ashwin Montero Kudrepadi. Anyone for 10 points? Anyone? Anyone for 10 points for Ashwin Montero Kudrepadi? Ashwin Montero Kudrepadi, 10 points. Anyone? So player will be remain unsold. The next player in the list is Josie Madhwa. Josie Madhwa. Anyone for 10 points? 10 points. Opening bid for Josie Madhwa, Bethany Strikers Bela. Bethany Strikers Bela. Anyone? 20 for Super Strikers. 20 for Super Strikers. Anyone for 30? 100 for Albela Strikers. 100 for Albela Strikers. 100 for Albela Strikers for Josie Madhwa. Anyone for 110? 110. Anyone for 110 in this room for Josie Madhwa? 110 for Super Strikers. 110 for Super Strikers. Anyone for 120 in the room? 120. For Prasanna Krasta. Anyone for 20? Anyone for 20 here? Anyone for 20 here? For Prasanna Krasta. Anyone for 20? 20 for Raphaels. 20 for Raphaels. Anyone for 30? Anyone for 30? 30 for Bethany. 30 for Bethany Strikers. 30 for Bethany Strikers. Anyone for 40? Anyone for 40 here? Anyone for 40? Anyone for 40? 40 for Raphael, 40 for Raphael, 40 for Raphael Angels, 40 for Raphael Angels. Anyone for 50? 50 for Bethany Strikers Bela. 50 for Bethany Strikers Bela, 50 for Bethany Strikers Bela. Anyone for 60? So 50 for Bethany Strikers, Raphael Angels, 60, 60 for Raphael, 60 for Raphael Angels. First call, second call, and third call. Okay, the next player on the list is player note down करा Raphael Angels. Player को 26 and points तुमचे 60 या player spend केले. Okay, next player is Vinish Prince, Sitongoli Town. 14-year-old guy. Vinish Prince, Sitongoli Town. Anyone for just 10 rupees? Just 10 points here. Anyone for just 10 points in the room? Okay. Last call, Vinish Prince. Anyone? Okay, the player will be remain unsold. Okay, the new player in the list is Joel Costa Kalligade. Anyone? Yes, 10 for Bethany Strikers Bela. 10 for Bethany Strikers Bela. Anyone for 20? Anyone for 20? Joel Costa Kalligade. Anyone for 20 points? Okay, here we go with Bethany Strikers Bela for Joel Costa Kalligade. First call and the second call and third call. Player note down करा Bethany Strikers. Player को 21 Joel Costa points तुमचे या player spend केले 10. Okay, the next player on the list is Roshan D'Souza Nidwal. Roshan D'Souza Nidwal. Roshan D'Souza Nidwal. कौन आसो? Roshan D'Souza. List group और गला में. List WhatsApp. List WhatsApp group और आसा. List WhatsApp group और आसा. Okay, continue. Okay, fine. Just WhatsApp group check करा organizers, honors. Yeah. Roshan D'Souza. Here we go. Any opening bid? 10 for Bethany. 10 for Bethany. 500. Yes. Here we go. 500. 500 with Rafael Angels. 1000. Anyone for 1000? Yes. 500 for Rafael Angels. 520. 520 for Bethany. 520 for Bethany Strikers. Anyone for 540? Yes. 600 for Rafael. 600 for Rafael. Anyone for 620, 700, 800? Any bid? Yes. Bethany Strikers Bela. 1000 for Roshan D'Souza Nidwell. Bethany Strikers. Anyone for 1050? Just 1050. Anyone in the room for Roshan D'Souza Nidwell? Yes, here we go. Again, 1200 Rafael Angels for Roshan D'Souza. Anyone for 1250? 1250 for Bethany. 1250 for Bethany Strikers. Anyone for 1300? So here we go. 1250 for Roshan D'Souza Nidwell. First call, Rafael Angels. 1300. 1300. 1350 for Bethany. 1350 for Bethany. 1350 for Bethany. Anyone for just 1.4, like 1400. 1350 for Bethany Strikers. First call, second call, Rafael Angels. 1400. 1450 Bethany. 1450 Bethany. Again, just 1500. Just 1500. Anyone in the room for Roshan D'Souza? Yes, here we go. Rafael Angels 1500. Anyone to beat them? Like 1550 for Bethany. Again. Anyone? 1600. You can. Rafael Angels 1550. First call, second call, and third call. Okay, player note down करायचे. 66 player code Roshan D'Souza. तुम्ही spend केले points 1550 Bethany Strikers. झाले की? Yes. Next player on the list is Ashish B. Kalatur. Ashish B. Kalatur. Any opening bid for Ashish for just 10 points? Any opening bid? Any opening bid for Ashish? Yes. Any opening bid here for Ashish B. Kalatur? Yes. And the player will be remain unsold. Okay. The next player on the list is Avinash Kalatur, H. Lampadi. 30-year-old guy, Avinash Kalatur, H. Lampadi. Anyone for just 10 points for Avinash Kalatur? Yes, Super Strikers Bela, 10 for Avinash Kalatur. Anyone for 2-0? 20 for Albela. 20 for Albela. 20 for Albela. 30. Are you interested? Yes, 30 for Super Strikers. 40 for Rafael. Yes, 300 for Rafael Angels. Rafael Angels, they are on 300. Anyone? Just for 310. Anyone? Super Strikers, are you interested? Final call. Yes, first call, second call, and third call. Player not करचे. Rafael Angels, 300 points. Play code 50. Yes. Next player on the list is Steven D'Souza Kuntikanna, 22-year-old guy. Yes, any bid here. Placard wire kan tumi bid sangche. Any bid here, direct bid, any direct bid. 10 points. Okay. Kings United Kalatur have been opened their bid for just 10 points. Anyone for 20? Anyone for 20? Okay. Mikhail Warriors, are you interested for 20? Mikhail Warriors, no. Okay. Anyone for 20? 20. 10 for Kings United. 10 for Kings United. So 10 for Kings United Kalatur. First call, second call, 20 for Super Strikers Bela. 24, 30 for Kings United. 30 for Kings United. Anyone for 40 here? Just 40. 404 Steven D'Souza. So 30 for Kings United Kalatur. First call, second call, and third call. Okay, note kara. 30 points. Play code 38. Steven D'Souza. Okay. Now the next player on the list is Dennis Epi. Dennis Epi period का ये. Dennis Epi period का ये. Dennis Epi period का ये. Anyone for just 10 points for Dennis Epi? 100 for Mikhail, 110 for 110 for Bethany. 110 for Bethany. 110 for Bethany. 110 for Bethany. Honors and captains and tumka committee on cold drinks astale. Okay, 110 for Bethany. 110 for Bethany. For 110 for Bethany. First call, second call, and third call. Okay, the next player in the list is Sunil Chaukar, 35-year-old guy. Sunil Chaukar, anyone for just 10 points? Anyone for 10 points? Yes, 10 for Mikhail Warriors, 10 for Mikhail Warriors, 10 for Mikhail Warriors. Anyone for 20? Anyone for 20 here? Anyone for 20 here? For Sunil Chaukar. So 10 for Mikhail Warriors, first call, 20 for Bethany, 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 first call, second call, and third call. Okay, player note करचे 39 player code Sunil and तुम्ही spend केले points 20. Okay. The next player in the list is Dylan Chaukar. Dylan Chaukar. Anyone for 10 points? Opening bid. 1000. Yes. Mikhail Warriors 1000 for Dylan. For Dylan. They just spent 1000. Yes. Anyone there to beat for Mikhail Warriors? Just for 1050 for Dylan Costa. Dylan Chaukar. 1000 for Mikhail Warriors. First call and second call and third call. Okay, note kara players. Honors note kara, please note kara. Player code 11, points spent 1000, Dylan. Okay, move on. Kevin Javel Krasta period Cup B. Player code 23. Rafael, are you interested? For just 10 points, anyone in the team? Kings United, anyone? Anyone? Anyone for just 10 points? Anyone for? Yes, Super Strikers Bela, 10 points. Super Strikers Bela, 10 points. Yes, anyone? 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 Okay. Super Strikers Bela. Yes, here we go. Rafael Angels for just 20 points. Yes, again for Kevin Javel. Anyone for 30? Yes, so first call, second call, and third call. Okay, the next player on the list is yeah. I'm auction करीत कोण नाही मगत. Fine. Okay. तो कोणी ना. Okay, anyone? Just for crop झाला नाही. Unsold. Okay. Anyone? Ah. Okay, fine. 300 for Mikhail Warriors. Anyone? Yes. 300. 310 for Albela Strikers. 310 for Albela Strikers. 310 for Albela Strikers. 320 for Mikhail Warriors. 320 for Mikhail Warriors. 330 for Mikhail. 340 for Albela. 340 for Albela. 340 for Albela. 340 for Albela Strikers. First call. Second call. 350 for Mikhail. 350 for Mikhail. 360 for Albela. 360 for Albela. 360 for Albela. 360 for Albela Strikers. माझे ऑप्शन हांव सर्ट करना जाय ती मागीर हांवें सर्ट केला म्हूण सांगती. ओके 370 for Mikhail. 370. 380 for Albela Strikers. 380 for Albela Strikers. First call. 380 for Albela Strikers. Second call and third call. Okay, the next player on the list is Jeevan Rajkasta Islampadi, 29-year-old guy. Yes, here we go. Kings United. Yes, 10, 20 for Bethany, 20 for Bethany, 200 for Albela. Yes, 200 for Albela Strikers. Anyone? 210 Kings, 210 Kings United, 220 Rafael, 300. Yes, 300 for Rafael. 300 for Rafaels. Anyone for 310? 310? 310 for Kings United. 320 for Albella. 320 for Albella. Anyone? 320. 330 Kings United. 330 Kings United. 340 Albella. 350 Kings. 360 Albella. 370 Kings. 370 Kings United. Jeevan Raj Krasa Ichilampadi. Yes. 380 for Albella. 500 for Rafaels. Just 500 for Rafaels. 500. Rafaels. Yes. Kings United 520. 520 for Kings. 520 for Kings United. 520. 540 for Rafaels. 560 for Kings United. 560 for Kings United. 560 for Kings United. First call, second call, and third call. Kings United Kalatur. No down. No down, Kache. No down, Kache. Yeah. Okay, next player. Ashley Shritin period ka. 13-year-old guy. Yes, 10 for Albella. 10 for Albella strikers. Anyone for 20? Anyone for 20? Yes, 10 for Albella strikers. First call, second call, and third call. Which list? Okay, fine. 1 minute. ओके ओके 1 मिनिट द्या म्हाका 1 मिनिट द्या तुमच्या मोबायलान मेळटा न्ही प्लीज तुमच्या मोबायलार मेळटा सक्कड आसा ओके द न्यू प्लेयर इज लॅन्सर डिसोजा कुंटिकाना 1 मिनिट तुम्ही लिस्ट पळया दिता 1-2 मिनिट्स लिस्ट पळया ओके लॅन्सर डिसोजा कुंटिकाना लॅन्स गे ओके फाइन लॅन्स ओके लॅन्स डिसोजा कुंटिकाना एनीवन फॉर जस्ट 10 पॉइंट्स एनीवन फॉर 10 पॉइंट्स तुमचे आता लिंक हांवें दिला न्ही तुमी ते फिल्टर करिये सोल्ड प्लेयर्स अनसोल्ड प्लेयर्स आनी येवचे प्लेयर्स पुरा दिसता तुमकां ओके लॅन्स डिसोजा कुंटिकाना एनीवन फॉर जस्ट 10 पॉइंट्स हियर जस्ट 10 पॉइंट्स yes the final call okay the player will be remain unsold go on guy okay the next player is Aston Crafton Idwell anyone for just 10 points for Aston Crafton Idwell anyone for just 10 points for Aston Crafton Idwell for Aston Crafton Idwell just 10 points yeah the player will be remain unsold next player is Royal Crasta Puttige anyone for just 10 points in the room for Royal Crasta for anyone okay the final call yes the player will be remain unsold the next player in the list is Delson Munna the player code 1 Chauker 30 year 500 for Mikael Warriors 500 for Mikael Warriors 100 for Albella 1050 for Bethany 110 for 1100 for Albella strikers Mikael Warriors any bit okay yeah fine 1100 for Albella strikers anyone for just 1150 for Delson Munna Chauker any team here 1200 for Bethany 1200 for Bethany yes 1250 1300 1350 1400 1400, 1400 for Bethany, 1400 for Bethany, 1500, 1500, 1500, 1500 for Albela. Anyone for 1550 for Bethany, 160, 600 for Albela, 1600 for Albela, 16 1600, 1700 for Bethany, 1700 for Bethany. Anyone for just 1750 for Delson Munna Chaukar. Points असत पॉइंट नसला तरी तांकां बीट करूंक जायना फुल ऑक्शन ऑटोमॅटीक जाता 1750 Albela, 1750 Albela, 1800 Bethany, 1850 Albela, 1850 Albela, 1850 Albela, 1900 Bethany, 19 okay 2000 for Albela, 2000 for Albela. Anyone for just 2050? Anyone for 2050 for Bethany? 2050 for Bethany. First call, second call, and 2100 for Albela. 2100 for Albela. 2150 for Bethany. 2200 for Albela. 2200 for Albela. 2250 for Bethany. 2300 for Albela. 300 Albela. Anyone for 350? 2350 for Delson Munna Chaukar. Anyone in the room? Yes, for Delson Munna Chaukar, the first call and second call. Yes, 2350 for Bethany. 2350. Here we go. Jump into 2500 Albela. Yes, Albela. 2500. Anyone? 2600. Competition is hard now. 2600 for Bethany. Yes, come on. Again, anyone? 2650 Albela. Okay, fine. 2600 for Delson Munna Chaukar. The first call and the second call and third call. Okay. Note on Kache. 2600. Player code 1. Delson Munna. Next player in the list is Joswin Krasta Kalatur, 26-year-old guy. 26-year-old guy, Joswin Krasta Kalatur. Anyone? Just for 10 points. Anyone for Joswin Krasta Kalatur? Yes. Anyone for just 10 points? Here we go. The player will be remain unsold. Next round. Unsold round. No fine. Okay, the next player in the list is Ryan D'Souza Kalligade, 19-year-old guy. Ryan D'Souza Kalligade. Anyone for just 10 points for Ryan D'Souza Kalligade? Anyone in the room for just 10 points for Ryan D'Souza Kalligade? Anyone in the room for Ryan D'Souza Kalligade? Anyone? Yes, 10 points for Mikael Warriors. They have opened the bid for Ryan D'Souza. Anyone for just 20? Anyone for 20? Anyone? Okay, here we go with Mikael Warriors for Ryan D'Souza Kalligade. First call, second call, and third call. No down Karche. Mikael Warriors, please. 10 points. Ryan D'Souza, player code 29. Next player in the list is Vinith Viol Montero Chaukar, 12-year-old guy. Okay. Anyone for just 10 points? Anyone for just 10 points for Vinith? Anyone? The last call? Okay. The player will be remain unsold. Yes. The next player on the list is Sunny Sanwil D'Souza, Kaveri Kana, 23-year-old guy. Anyone for Sunny? For just 10 points. 100 for Albela. 110. Huh? 1000 for Mikael Warriors. But 1 minute, तुमचे max bid कितले म्हणून मागवतो ना? Yes, here we go. 1000, 1 1-0 for Albela. Yes. Anyone for Sunny Sunville Kaveri Kana? Anyone for 1150? Anyone? Anyone for 1150? 1150 Mikhail. 1150 Mikhail. 1200 Albela. 1250 Mikhail. 1 Mikhail Zaina. Mikhail over. Mikhail ओव्हर जाला तुमचे आम्ही काय आम्ही सांगचे न्ही ऑप्शन सांगता सॉफ्टवेअर सांगता ओव्हर जाला सेट केल्यात पॉईंट्स 1200 येस 1200 फॉर Albela. Yes, anyone for Sunny Sunnyville? So here we go with Albela strikers for 1200 for Sunny Sunnyville Kavirikana. First call, second call and third call. Minimum 13 players जायचे एका टीमाक 13 players एका टीमाक minimum 13 players जायचे. The next player in the list is Rinish Kalligade, 21-year-old guy. Rinish Kalligade. Anyone for just 10 points for Rinish Kalligade? Anyone in the room for Rinish Kalligade? 10 for Super Strikers, 20 for Mikhail, 20 for Mikhail. तुमच्या ॲपार दिसता तुमकां कितले मॅक्स बिड आसात कितले प्लेयर जाली म्हणून सकट मेळटा थंय आनी कोण प्लेयर आसा बाकी पुरा मेळटा ओके फायन 20 फॉर Mikhail Warriors. Anyone for just 30? For 30? Okay, here we go. 20 with Mikhail Warriors. First call, second call and third call. Note down kara please. Mikhail Warriors note down kara. Okay, the next player in the list is Adrian Tassa Kalligade, a 14-year-old guy. Anyone for just 10 points? Any team in the room for just 10 points? Any team in the room? Okay, here we go. Any teams for just 10 points? The final call. Okay, the player will be remain unsold. The next player in the list is Jeevan Prakash D'Souza, Sitangoli Town, 22-year-old guy. Okay, anyone for just 10 points? Rafael Angels for just 10 points, 20 for Bethany. Anyone for just 30? So 30 for Rafaels, 30 for Rafaels, 40 for Albela, 50 for Rafaels, 50 for Rafaels. Anyone like 60 for Bethany Super Strikers. Bethany Strikers Bela, yeah, 70 for Rafael, 70 for Rafael. Anyone for 80? Just 80. Anyone in the room for just 80 points for Jeevan Prakash. 80 for Bethany, 90 for Rafaels, Anyone for 100? So 90 for Rafael's first call, second call and third call. Note down kara. Player code 16 points to me spend kelle 90. Next player in the list is Ashwin Lord D'Souza, Sitangoli Town. Ashwin. 1 minute. Okay. Yes, Ashwin. Anyone for just 10 points for Ashwin Lord D'Souza, Sitangoli Town, 18-year-old guy. Anyone in the room? Anyone? Okay. The player will be remain unsold. The next player is Roshan Kalatur, 24-year-old guy. Roshan Kalatur. Anyone in the room for just 10 points for Roshan Kalatur? Anyone? The player will be remain unsold. The next player is Roshan Madatadka Kuntikana, 25-year-old guy, Kings United Kalatur 10, Bethany 20, Albela 30, 40 for Kings United, 40 for Kings United, 50, 500 for Albela, 500 for Albela, 600 for Rafael Angels, 600 for Rafael Angels. Anyone for just 620 here again? 620 for Kings United, 640 Albela, 640 Albela, 660 Rafael Angels, 680 Kings United, 680 Kings United. Rafael Angels, are you interested for just 700? Yes, 700. Here we go. 700 for Rafael Angels. Anyone for just 720 for Kings United? 720 for Kings United. Anyone for just 740 Albela? 740 Albela. 760 Kings United. 760, 760, 780, 760 for Kings United. Any bid? Any direct bid? Any direct bid? Yes. Okay. 760 for Kings United, 780 for Albela, 800 for Rafael, 800, 820, 820, 820 for Kings Albela, 840, Rafael 860, 900 Kings United Kalatur, 920 Albela, 940, 960 Kings United, 960 Kings United, 980 Albela, 980 Albela, Kings United, 1000, 100 for 1000. 100, 1004 Kings United Kalatur. Again, Rafael Angels, 1050, yes, 1050, 1100 for Kings United, 1150 for Albela, 1200 for Rafael, Kings United, 1250, Kings United जाईन आणि तुमका ओके फाइन ॲपल या तुम्ही बेस्ट म्हाका आनी कन्फ्यूज करनाका येस 1200 for Rafaels. Anyone? 1250 for Albela. 1250 for Albela. 1250 for Albela. Anyone in the room for just 1300 for Roshan Madatadka? 1300, 1350 Albela. 1350 Albela. Anyone? Anyone? 1350 Albela. First call. Second, Rafael Angels. Albela 1450. Just 1450. 1450 Albela. First call, second call, and 1500 for Rafael Angels. Again, 1550 Albela. Again, here we go with the first call, second call, and third call. Please note down kara. 1550 तुम्ही spend केले points. Player code 30, Roshan Madatadka. The next player on the list is Anson Vion Crasta, period Kabi, 16-year-old guy. Anyone in the room for just 10 points? For Anson Vion Crasta, period Kabi. Anyone? Anyone in the room? Anyone in the room for just 10 points? Anyone in the room for just 10 points for Anson Vion Crasta? Anyone? Rafael Angels, are you interested there? Yes, yes, 10 points opening bid for Anson Vion. Yes, here we go. Here we go again for Anson Vion Crasta for just 10 points for Rafael Angels. First call and the second call and third call. Yes, the next player on the list is Steve Prince Crasta, period ka ye 11-year-old guy. Yes, Steve Prince Crasta, period ka ye. Anyone in the room for just 10 points for Steve Prince? Okay, anyone, any team? Okay, the player will be remain unsold. The next player in the list is Harish Madatadka. Yes, Harish Madatadka, 39-year-old guy. Any team interested for Harish Madatadka? Yes, 10 for Albela, 10, 20 for Kings United, 20 for Kings United, 30 for Bethany, 500, 500, 500 for Kings United Kalatur. Kings United Kalatur 500. Anyone for just 520? So here we go with Kings United Kalatur first call, second call, and Rafael Angels. Rafael Angels are there on 520. 520 for Rafael Angels. Anyone for just 540? Just 540. 540, just 540. 540 for Kings United. 540. 560. 560 for Rafael. 560 for Rafael. 700. Yes. 700 for Kings United Kalatur. 700 for Kings United. 720 for Rafael. 1000. 1000. Are you sure? Yes. 1000 for Kings United Kalatur. 1000 for Kings United Kalatur. 1050 for Rafael Angels. 1050 for Rafael Angels. Here we go with Rafael Angels. First call, second call, and third call. Water. The next player on the list is Adeline Prince Sitangole. Anyone in the room for just 10 points for Adeline Prince Sitangole? Anyone in the room? Anyone? Okay. The final call. Okay. The player will be remain unsold. The next player on the list is Shabik Rasta Period Ka Ye. Shabik Rasta Period Ka Ye. Anyone? Anyone for just 10 points for Shabik Rasta. Shabik Rasta Period Ka Ye. For just 10 points. Anyone? Any team in the room? Okay. The last call for Shabik Rasta. The player will be remain okay. Bethany Strikers Bela. They just opened the bid. Bethany Strikers Bela, 10 points for Shabik Rasta. Anyone for 20? Anyone for 20? Okay, here we go with Bethany Strikers Bela, Shabik Rasta for just 10 points. First call, second call, and third call. New player on the list is Pravin Krasta SP. Period ka ye 38-year-old guy. Anyone in the room for just 10 points for Pravin Krasta SP. 1000. एक मिनट तुमको चेक करता हूँ. Yes, 1000 for Mikhail Warriors. Anyone? 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 1250 for Super Strikers Bela. Anyone for 1050? 1050 for Super Strikers. 1050 for Super Strikers. 1250. 1250 Zaina. Tumche max 1200. Yes, 1200 for Mikhail Warriors. Anyone in the room for 12504 for Super Strikers Bela? Mikhail Warriors can't bid now. Yes, 1250 for Super Strikers Bela. First call, second call, and third call. Yes, note down karche. Player code 51, Pravin Krasta SP, 1250 points. The next player on the list is Desan D'Souza Period Kaye, 21-year-old guy. 1000 for Mikhail Warriors. 1000 for Mikhail Warriors. 1050 for Rafael Angels. 1050, 10200, 1200. Yes, 1200 for Mikhail Warriors. 1250, 1250 for Rafaels. Anyone? 1300. Anyone? Anyone? Yes, 1250 for Rafael Angels. First call, second call, and third call. Okay, the next player in the list is Zalegi, note down. Okay, आता आमचे 78 प्लेयर्स antले प्लेयर्स ऑक्शन जाता जाले आणि असचे अनसोल्ड प्लेयर्स आणि असचे अनसोल्ड प्लेयर्स एक 5 मिनिट्स ब्रेक दितलो मागीर आमी अनसोल्ड प्लेयर्स कंटिन्यू करतलो एक 2 मिनिट्स सेटिंगाक म्हाका टाइम जाय 5 मिनिट्स ब्रेक दितलो थँक यू Yes, ready, ready. Last, ready. The next player in the list is Josephine Crasta. Team are bus che, honors and captains, please. Last 18 players urlat. Last 18 players, unsold last 18 players urlat. Zalegi, honors and captains, please. Last 18 players urlat. Zalegi, ready? Yes, Josephine Crasta Kalatur. He unsold players, last 18 players asat. Team ani fill karche minimum 13 players. Okay. Rafael Angels, Rafael Angels. Rafael Angels 10 points. Rafael Bethany 20, Bethany 20, 30 for Rafael, 30 for Rafael, Bethany 40, 40 for Bethany, 50 for Rafael, 50 for Rafael, 60 for Bethany, 60 for Bethany, 60 for Bethany, 70 for Rafael, 70 for Rafael, 80 Bethany, 90 Rafael, 100 Bethany. एक बीट करा तसे एक डायरेक्ट एक बीट करा तुम्ही 110 for Bethany, 200 for 200 for Rafaels, 200 for Rafaels, 200 for Rafaels, 210 for Bethany, 210 for Bethany, 210, 250 for Rafael, 250 for Bethany, 260 for Bethany, 260 for Bethany, 300 for Rafael, 300 for Rafael, 310 for Bethany, 310 for Bethany, 310 for Bethany, 320 for Rafaels, 330 for Bethany, 330 for Bethany, 340 for Rafaels, 340 for Rafaels first call, 340 for Rafaels second call, 350 for Bethany, 350 for Bethany, 350, 360 for Rafael, 360 for Rafael, 360 for Rafael first call, 370 Bethany, 380 Rafael first call, 390 Bethany, 390 Bethany, 400 Rafael, 400 Rafael first call, second call Bethany, 420 for Rafaels, 420 for Rafaels, 420 for Rafaels, 450 for Rafaels, 460, 460 for Bethany, 470 for Rafaels, 480 for Bethany, 490 for Rafael, 500 for Bethany, 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 500 for Bethany. Josephine Crasta Kalatur first call, second call, third call. Note करचे. Okay. The next player in the list is Vivian Crasta Churchward, 38-year-old guy. Vivian Crasta. Anyone for just 10? 1,200 for Mikhail Warriors. Yes, Mikhail Warriors have been completed their auction and Vivian Crasta has been sold to Mikhail Warriors. Okay, तांचे minimum 13 players झाले. तुम्ही बसचे, तुम्ही प्लीज बसचे. मागीर लास्ट कन्फ्यूज जाता आमकां, तुम्ही बसचेत. आणि असते तितलेच 15 players असचे. Okay. Next player is Ashish B. Anyone for just 10 points? Anyone? Second door. Okay. Anyone for just 10 points? Anyone for just 10 points? 10 for Albela, 10 for Albela. Anyone for 20? Yes. 10 for Albela. First call, second call and third call. Note on kara. The next player in the list is Aston Crasta Nidwal. Again, Kings United Kalaturu 10 points. Kings United Kalaturu 20 for Bethany, 20 for Bethany, 30 for Kings, 30 for Kings, 30 for Kings. तुमच्या टीम आणि बसचे तुम्ही तुमच्या टीम आणि बसचे प्लीज ऑक्शन मध्ये मागीर करूया काले असल्या मागीर करूया. ओके. 30 for Kings United, 30 for Kings United. First call, second call, 40 for Super Strikers, 40 for Super Strikers. Plug card use करा please. 50 for Kings United, 60 for Rafaels, 60 for Rafaels, 60 for Rafaels. First call, 70 for Kings United, 70 for Kings United Kalatur, 70 for Kings United Kalatur. First call, second call and third call. Next player in the list is Roshan Kalatur. Anyone for just 10 points? Anyone? Any team for just 10 points? 100? 50 for super strikers. 50 for super strikers. 50 for super strikers. Anyone for 60? Anyone for 60? So 50 for super strikers. First call, second call, and 60 for Albela. 60 for Albela. 60 for Albela. 60 for Albela. 70 for super strikers. 70 for super strikers. 80 for Albela. 80 for Albela. Anyone for 90? Just 90 for Roshan Kalatur. 90. Anyone? So here we go. Super strikers 90, 90, 90, 90. Anyone for 100? Just 100, just 100. Okay. 100 for Albela. 100 for Albela. 100 for Albela strikers. 150. 150 for super strikers. 150 for super strikers. 160 for Albela. 160 for Albela strikers. 160 for Albela strikers. 170, 200 super strikers, 210, 210, 250, 250 Albela, 250 Albela, 250 Albela, 250 for Albela strikers, 250 for Albela strikers, 250, 250, 250. How much? 260, 260 for super strikers, 260, 260 for super strikers. First call, second call, and 270 for Albela, 270 for Albela. 270 for Albela. 270 for Albela strikers. Anyone in the list for 280? Yes, here we go. 270 for Albela strikers. First call, second call, 280 for super strikers. 280, 290 for Albela. 290 for Albela. First call, second call, and third call. याकडे मग मिनिमम 13 जायचे तुमचे झाल्यात 13 1 3 तुमका झाल्या 13 येस ओके तुमच्या मोबाईलवर दिसता तुमका कितल्यानी जायचे ते पुरा लिंक ओके नेक्स्ट प्लेयर इन द लिस्ट इज प्रिंसन 16-year-old guy period का B Princeton anyone for just 10 points for Princeton anyone 10 for Bethany 10 for Bethany 10 for Bethany 10 for Bethany, 10 for Bethany strikers. Anyone for just 20? So 10 for Bethany strikers, Bela. First call, second call, 20 for Albela strikers. 20 for Albela strikers. 30 for Bethany, 30 for Bethany, 30 for Bethany, 40 Albela, Albela 40, 40 for Albela. Anyone in the room for just 50? 50 for Princeton. 40 for Albela. First call, second call, 50 for Bethany. 50 for Bethany strikers. 50 for Bethany. 60 for Albela strikers. 60 for Albela. 60 for Albela. 60 for Albela strikers. 60 for Albela strikers. Anyone? Just for 70. 70 for Bethany. 70 for Bethany strikers. 70 for Bethany strikers. 70 for Bethany strikers. First call, second call, and third call. Bethany strikers 7-0 sold. Okay, the next player in the list is Flavan Cluster. Yes, anyone here for just 10 points for Flavan Cluster? Anyone in the room for just 10 points for Flavan Cluster? Yes. Minimum एका टीमाक 13 players जायचे, no option. वैसे टाइम वेस्ट जाता है अगेन अनसोल्ड करना सो Flavan Cluster 16 years old guy पुत्ती गेवाड anyone in the room for just 10 points for Flavan Cluster teams दया करून तुमचे players fill करा minimum 13 जायचे minimum 13 players जायचे okay yes anyone in the room for just 10 points for Flavan Cluster yes the player will be remain again unsold अन्य ground येतलो okay remain unsold. Next player in the list is Nishal Vinovel D'Souza. Again, anyone in the room for just 10 points? Anyone? Again unsold. Again unsold. Anek round etalo. Okay. Okay. Adrian Costa. Kalligadde. Anyone? 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 For just 10 points. तुम्ही अनसोल्ड कितले वडी करता गोत्तु ना 13 जायचे तुमका ते लॉक जाता ना आतला सुपर स्ट्रायकर यस 10 सुपर स्ट्रायकर्स 10 points super strikers 10 points anyone in the room just for 20 again okay the player will be sold to super strikers Bela first call second call and third call okay the next player is Vinith Viol Montero Chaukar anyone for just 10 points again team up players fill करने या minimum 13 जायचे or else अनेक पुटी तो येतलो okay anyone okay okay Joel Costa 27-year-old guy Sitanguli town for anyone just for 10 points anyone teams dayakan players fill kara minimum 13 okay Albela strikers 10 points 50 for Bethany 50 for Bethany, 60 for Albela, 60 Albela, 60 Albela, 300 for Albela strikers. 300 for Albela strikers. Yes, 300 for Albela strikers. First call, second call and third call. Nani. Next player in the list is Adeline Prince Sitangoli. Again, anyone in the room just for 10 points. Players that can to team feel kara minimum 13 players जायचे तुमका. Okay, anyone? कोणाक मुनी जायगी? Naka? Okay, the player will be remain unsold again. Okay, the next player is Royal Costa Putige, 21-year-old guy. Anyone? But super strikers 10 points, super strikers Bela 10 points. So player will be sold to Rafael Angels 20 points. Rafael Angels 20 points. 20 for Rafaels, 20 for Rafaels, 30 for super, 40 for 50 for Bethany, 50 for Bethany, 50 for Bethany, 50 for Bethany strikers, 50 for Bethany strikers, 50 for Bethany strikers, 60 for Rafael, 60 for Rafael, 60 for Rafael. Rafael Max bid zala game on this stuff. Okay, sorry. 60 for Rafaels. Yes, 60 for Rafaels. Tenga second enter करता ना. 60. तुमका full जाएगी. Last player wait. 490. Okay, 490 for Rafael Angels. Anyone just for 500? Okay, 490 for Rafael Angels. First call, second call and third call. Play note करचे. झाले. Next player in the list is Ashwin Lloyd D'Souza. Again, Ashwin Lloyd D'Souza, 18-year-old guy, 50 for Bethany, 50 for Bethany, 50 for Bethany, first call, 50 for Bethany, second call and third call. Okay. Committee, Udak. Okay, the Lance D'Souza, the next player, Kings United. 1,000? Are you sure 1,000? Honor? Yes. 1,000. 1,000 for Lance D'Souza, Kings United, Kalatur. Yes, the player will be sold to Kings United, Kalatur for just 1,000 points. First call, second call and third call. Okay, Kings United तुमचे झाले 13. Okay. Okay, next player is Steve Prince Costa, period का B. Period का ये. 10 for Albela, 10 for Albela first call, 10 for Albela second call, 10 for Albela third call. Okay, next player in the list is Vinish Prince Sitangoli Town. Vinish Prince Sitangoli Town. 10 for Bethany, 10 for Bethany, 20 for super, 20 for super, सुपर स्ट्रायकर सगळ्यांनी की मस्त प्लेयर जायचे 4 प्लेयर जायचे आणि आमचे इल्लेशे प्लेयर असचे कसे वय वय ऑप्शन थ्रूत काणगेचे 24 सुपर स्ट्रायकर्स बेला अगेन 24 सुपर स्ट्रायकर्स बेला फर्स्ट कॉल second call and third call 20 points. Okay, the next player is Ashwin Montero 10 for super 20 for super strikers 20 for super strikers 20 for super strikers 20 for super strikers. Bethany, are you interested? 20 for super strikers 20 for super strikers 20 for super strikers first call 20 for super strikers second call 30 for Albela 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 first call second call and 40 for super strikers 50 for Albela 50 for Albela 50 for Albela 60 for super 60 300 300 for Albela strikers first call second call and third call. Albela तुमचे 13 प्लेयर्स कंप्लीट झाले. आता केवळ 4 प्लेयर उरल्यात अगेन अनसोल्ड झाले ओडोल राव 1 मिनिट हा Okay, Adeline Prince, 10 points for Bethany Super Strikers. First, 20 for Super Strikers, 20 for Super Strikers, 20 for Super Strikers, 20 for Super Strikers. First call, second call, third call. Okay, note down kara please. Joel, note down kara 20 for Super Strikers. Next, okay, 1 minute. Nishal Vinovel D'Souza Sitangoli. Nishal Vinovel 10 for Bethany Strikers, 10 for Bethany, 20 for Super, 20 for Super, 20 for Super Strikers, 20 for Super Strikers, 20 for Super Strikers, 20 for Super Strikers. First call, second call and third call. Flavan Krastaputtige. Yes, 10 for Bethany. 10 for Bethany. First call. 20. 200. 200. तुमका मॅक्स असा गे कितले 200 for Flavan Krasta Super Strikers Bela. First call, second call and third call. Rava. Wasanaga, Dayakan Wasanaga, please. Okay, Vinith Vial, Bethany Strikers Bela, 10 points and sold. Okay, hanga sir जाता. Okay, तुम्ही आत्ता तुमका मी ग्रुपार तुमच्या लिस्ट आणि धाडतले हांव. Okay, thank you.